Sadashiva Samarambham Śaṅkarāchārya Madhyamam Asmatāchārya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Tapobhihi Kshena Papanam Shantanam Vitaraginam Mumukshunam Apekshyoyam Atmabodho Vidhiyate. So we finished till the fifth shloka. Ajnana Kalusham Jivam Jnana Abhyasat Vinirmalam Kritva Ajnanam Swayam Nashyet Jalam Kataka Renuvat. So until this shloka is described the Swarupa of Moksha. Now from the sixth shloka, so Jivaha Ajnana Kalusham, that which is completely impure because of Ajnana, because of ignorance, with the help of Jnanam or Jnana Abhyasa, by the practice of Jnanam, it becomes very pure. And just as how he gives another example, how you put in some alum or something that purifies the water, that alum also completely disappears. In the same manner, the jnanam which gives the Brahma jnanam, which is the akhandakara vritti jnanam, that jnanam also completely disappears, and it is only the Brahman which shines forth. So this is the swarupam of moksha. Now from the sixth shloka to probably the 15th shloka, we are going to look at adhyasa. Adhyasa is superimposition, right? So Swayam Prakasha Swarupaha Asti, there is an adhishtanam there, and there are certain things that are superimposed upon it, and he is going to give us different examples to understand what this superimposition is. And in that manner, he is also trying to give us the technical terms that are involved. You know, like bhasate, bhati, maya, there is adhishtanam, there is nimitta, abhinna nimittopadhanam. These are all very technical terms that you will find in Shastra, but he gives it in a very beautiful manner. Actually, there is a lovely subhashitam to explain that. Shastra, this is written by Nilakanta Dikshita in his Sabharanjana Shatakam. He says, Shastreshu durgrahopyarthaha swadate kavi suktishu. The words that are difficult to understand from the Shastras. Shastreshu durgrahaha api arthaha. Swadate kavi suktishu. It is enjoyed through the words of a poet. You look at a beautiful gem. It is very beautiful in your hand. Drishyam karagatam ratnam. Parantu darunam phanimurdhani. If the same gem is to be found on the head of a snake, it is darunam. It is very frightening. So when we see the same concept in the Shastra and the words around it, it seems a little frightening for us. But when he gives it in this form, as a kavi, Śaṅkarāchārya is a kavi here when he writes these Atmabodha and simple words. He gives that very frightening concepts of Shastra in a very palatable manner, and madhuram also. It's also very sweet the way he explains the concepts, right? Now, I'll go with the avatarika of this shloka. He says, Nanu pratyakshena anubhuyamanaha api prapanchaha sarvaha api anityaha iti uktihi. Anubhuyamanaha. What we experience, the world that we experience is being experienced directly. Pratyakshena anubhuyamanaha. Right? Every aspect, object in this world is being experienced by us as we, as real in a way. So prapanchaha sarvaha api anityaha iti uktihi pratyaksha virodhat. Prapancha sarvaha anityaha, the entire world is non-eternal, is a statement that is contradictory to my pratyaksha, my perception. How do I take this? So it is very difficult for me to grasp this concept, that what I see every day and how I interact with this world every day is non-real, is a statement that is difficult for me to understand. Na grahya. Kintu prapanchaha eva grahyaha putra mitra kalatradi vishaya sukha purnatvat prapanchasya iti āṣaṅkāṃ swapna drishtantena pariharati. Prapancha eva grāhyah putra mitra kalatrādi vishaya sukha purnatvat. This entire world has to be understood as it is, filled with son, friend, wife, and all the objects of enjoyment. This is how the world has to be taken by us, right? Because it is filled with so many things. So how does it help? So what do we go about? How do we understand the statement that this is all unreal? Then he gives the example of swapna, dream state. So this swapna drishtantena pariharati. So he removes that doubt in our mind by using the example of swapna in this shloka 6. Samsaraha swapnatulyo hi ragadveshadi sankulaha swakale satyavad bhati prabodhe sati asad bhavet. Very, that's what I said. It's a simply described, beautiful concept, the highest form of concept. Right? Samsaraha, this world. What is the samsara? Ragadveshadi sankulaha samsaraha. It is an adjective to samsara here. Samsara is prapancha, the world. Right? In Tamil, we have samsara means wife. Samsara is only wife here. It's a synonymous to wife. But in Sanskritam, samsaraha is prapancha, the world. Or samsara means kartrutvam, bhoktritvam, how you interact with the world is also samsara. Samsarati, jivaha samsarati iti samsaraha. Where jiva interacts, that is called samsara. So it is the world. And this world is ragadveshadi sankulaha. Ragadvesha kamakrodadibihi paripuritaha. Raga and dvesha are attachment and hatred, or detachment. Not detachment, but hatred. It's a two extreme ideas, two extreme emotions that are filled, that fill up this world. This world is sankula. Sankula ityukte paripuritaha. It is filled with raga and dvesha. But he translates that as kamakrodha here. Kamaha, krodhaha, lobhaha, mohaha, madaha, matsaryam. Right? These are the shad ripu. These are the 6 enemies of the mind. And these 6 enemies are the cause for either raga or dvesha. So he goes to the cause of these two emotions, which are raga and dvesha. Ragam is you either like something or you hate something. These are the two attitudes that we have towards every object in the world. Why do these two objects come about? Why do these two attitudes come about towards the objects? It is because of the baser emotions that we feel towards these objects, which are kama, krodha, lobha, etc. I want something. So there is an attachment towards that object. I hate this, I don't want it. I don't know why this has come into my life. Then there is a hatred towards that object. So raga, dvesha comes because of kama, krodha, etc. And this world is filled with those objects. Ragadveshadi sankulaha samsaraha. But it's very easy if we treat it like swapna. Swapna tulyaha hi. It is, in fact, equal to, or it is very similar to a dream state. It's like a dirgha swapnaha. It's like a long dream where we don't know when we will wake up from. Right? How would you even know if you are in that dream? When you are dreaming, you never know whether you are in that dream state or not. Right? So only when you are awakened, that is when you understand that what you were experiencing till now was a dream. Until then, you are not going to understand in the dream that you are dreaming. So you need a prabodha there. Prabodhe sati asad bhavet. So what he says, swakale. Swakale ityukte swasya karanabhuta ajnane sthite sati. Or first let's apply it to the upamanam, which is the swapnam. Swapna kale eva satyavat bhati. It appears like satyam. Satyavat, satyam iva swapnaha bhati. It appears as if it is true during its time. That is when we are experiencing that swapna, when we are in that dream state, we think it is real, or it appears to be real. Prabodhe sati, when someone wakes you up and says, get up. Prabodhe, prabodha is waking state. On awakening, when you are awakened from that state, dream state, sati, prabodhe sati, when it's a sati saptami there. Prabodhe sati, asat bhavet. It completely becomes asat. So apply it to the samsara here. Right? When you wake up, someone wakes you up, you have been dreaming till now, you were in a nightmare, that's why you're shivering, all that. But still that shivering continues for some time. That is our prarabdha karma. We'll come to that later. He will explain it to us. But as soon as someone comes and wakes us up, we realize that, oh, whatever I have been doing till now was the dream. That's all. Now is the reality. The same manner, apply it to the prapancha here. So what happens to the prapancha? Swasya prapanchasya karanabhuta ajnane sthite sati. When the ajnanam or maya is present, which is the karanam for this appearance of this prapancha, swasya kale sati, when that prapancha karanabhuta ajnane sthite sati, when the reason for this prapancha, which is ajnanam, when that is present at that time, during the time when it appears, satyavat bhati, it seems as if this samsara is true, is real. This prapancha pratyakshena anubhuyamanaha katham. We keep saying, right, that is the premise that we started off with. How can you say that something that I am enjoying directly can be unreal? No, everything that is unreal, during the time that you are enjoying, it seems as if it is real. That as if is very important. Satyavat bhati. Prabodhe sati, Advaita Brahma Atma Vijnane sati. The moment you have the Vijnanam, the exceptional knowledge or the true knowledge of Brahma Atma Advaitam, the non-dual nature between Brahman and Atma, the moment that Brahma Sakshatkara occurs, then this entire prapancham seems like an illusion. Asat bhavet. Yatha Nidra Prabuddhasya. He gives a summary, tatparyam of this shloka in brief, very beautifully. That's why I like this vyakhyanam. Yatha Nidra Prabuddhasya swapnaha tatha avidya Nidra Prabuddhasya samsaraha na syad iti bhavaha. Just as how a person who wakes up from Nidra, sleep, Nidra Prabuddhasya, swapnaha na syat. A dream is not present for a person who has woken up from his sleep. Tatha, in the same manner, avidya nidra prabuddhasya, a person who has awakened from the long sleep called avidya. Maya is like a sleep here. Yoga nidra. In Devi Mahatmyam, Vishnu is sleeping, right? So it's not a regular sleep like our sleep. It is Yoga Maya who has closed her Akshipidhana Leela ityasti. It is a Leela of closing that eyes, it seems. Akshipidhana Leela. So Avidya Nidra Prabuddhasya, someone who has woken up from this Avidya Nidra, which is a sleep in the form of Avidya, which is in the form of a sleep. Samsaraha nasyat. This whole prapancham is not going to show itself for him, or he will just look at it as if it is an illusion. Tasmat samsara vishaya sukha asham parityajya. So what is the conclusion because of this? If you see something in the swapnam, are you going to desire for that thing in the swapnam? So let's go back to sleep again and try to dream that whole thing and try to experience that same thing. It's not possible. So the same way, he says, samsara vishaya sukha asham parityajya. Let go of the asha. Let go of the desire that you have towards enjoyment of all these sukha, vishaya, which is there in this samsara. Let go of that parityajya. Atma sukha sampadane eva yatnaha karthavyaha. Your effort should be towards gaining Atma sukham and nothing else. Samsaraha swapnatulyo hi ragadveshadi sankulaha swakale satyavad bhati. prabodhe sati asad bhavet. So there are usually two forms of bhanam, right? Which is you have the avidya has two things. One is avarana shakti, the other is vikshepa shakti. So it first creates this universe for you, and then it also deludes you into thinking that this universe is real, right? That's what we say satyavat bhati iti chet tatra first it first creates the world. Samsaraha asti, that is your vikshepa shakti. It has the capability of throwing an illusion, like a magician who throws up an illusion. In the same way, this maya also throws up this illusion of world. But then you are also deluded. There is an avarana shakti or the covering shakti which makes you think that this whole thing is real. Those are the two shaktis that you are looking at with respect to avidya. Now, uttameva prapancha mityatvam प्रकारान्तरेण दृष्टान्तपूर्वकं मुमुक्षूणां विषयपरित्यागे निर्विचिकित्सत्वाय दृढयति. What he's trying to say is trying to give another example here to what to say, to make it more strong that you have to go towards moksha. That's all. Tavat satyam jagat bhati shuktika rajatam yatha yavan na jnayate brahma sarva adhishtanam advayam. Very simply put, until you know that this is the truth, every projection is going to be real. It's the same thing. So now we have to understand what is the underlying truth here, which is adhishtanam. Adhishtanam or substratum for everything. We will think that this let's say all the images that have been made by stone are real, or made by wood are real. But until you understand the wood, the basic wood, you will keep thinking that, oh, this elephant is real, this mouse is real, or the gold. Until you understand that gold is the basic thing within everything, you will think that the chain is real, the earrings are real, etc., etc. So, tavat satyam jagat bhati yavat na jnayate brahma. This is your main sentence here. This is the example that he gives. Shuktika rajatam yatha. So every shloka you find, mostly he gives an udaharanam, which is very useful. Even if you go to Advaita Siddhi and every other big texts, you will still find them being used, these small examples. So he brings in those small examples which are difficult and unapproachable in those texts in a very simple manner here. That's what it is. So Shuktika Rajatam Yatha. Just as Shuktika is an oyster shell, they say it's a nacre shell or something like that. It's an oyster shell. The moment there is an atapa, there is a heat that falls, or there is a light that falls from the sun, the oyster shell shines and you think it is Rajatam or silver. Shuktika Rajatam. So Tavat Satyam Bhati. You think that is silver until you go near it and realize that it is a shell. You realize that this is the substratum. So tavat jagat satyam bhati. Until then, this whole world also seems like satyam. Until what? Yavat brahma na jnayate. Until the fact that the Brahman is not known. Na jnayate. Sarva adhishtanam advayam brahma na jnayate. What is this Brahma? It is the adhishtanam or the substratum for everything. Sarva adhishtanam advayam. It is also non-dual. There are no two things here. Brahma is one object, Maya is another object. You cannot say that Maya is another object which exists. Tatra, there is no bhavatvam for Maya. It is not sat, neither it is asat. So we call it as sadasad vilakshanam. Okay, so sarva adhishtanam brahma ekameva vartate advayam yavat na jnayate. As long as you do not know that, tavat, until then, jagat satyam bhati. So he puts in the yatha shuktika rajatam in the beginning. Udaharanam. So yatha shuktika rajatam atapasthita shuktikayam pratiyamanam raupyam. Raupyam is also silver. Rajatam. Just as how an oyster shell which is standing in the under the sunlight, it shows pratiyamanam raupyam, shuktikayam pratiyamanam raupyam, silver that is pratiyamanam, which is manifested in a shell that is standing under the sunlight. Just in the same manner, yavat paryantam, until that time when sarva adhishtanam. What is this sarva adhishtanam? Maya tat karyanam jiveshwara gatanam sarvesham adhishtanam ashrayam. Brahman is the ashraya or the refuge. It is the substratum. It is the support for Maya, and it's tat karyanam, the karyam, that is the effects of Maya. Jiva Ishvara gatanam sarvesham. There is a typo here. Jiva Ishvara gatanam sarvesham api. Oh, no. Sorry. No. There is no typo here. Jiva Ishvara jagatam ityasti. I didn't see it properly. There are three things that keep interacting, right? There is an interaction between Jiva, Jiva, Ishvara, and Jagat. All these three are Maya Karyam. Until then, we do not have these three concepts at all. There is only Brahman, Ekameva, Advitiyam, Brahma. When do these concepts arise? The moment Maya comes and Maya starts doing its work of Vikshepa Shakti, it creates this Jagat, and then we understand that, okay, this is Ishvara, this is Jiva, because Maya is connected with Brahman, and that Brahman is now called Ishvara. There is Avidya, which is connected with the Jivatma, hence he is called Jiva. There is a correlation between Jiva, Ishvara, and Jagat. That triangle comes about only when Maya starts projecting. Otherwise, till then, you do not have anything else. There is only this Adhishtanam Brahman. Okay? From that, you have this triangle of Jiva, Ishvara, and Jagat, which come out of that Brahman. So, Sarva Adhishtanam, Brahman becomes the Adhishtana or the substratum for everything which is Jiva, Ishvara, and Jagat. Advayam, Dvaya Rahitam. There are no two things in Brahman. Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata, Bheda Rahitam. What is Sajatiya Bheda? Sajatiya Bheda is you have a set of, let's say, books. Everything is a book, right? But this book is different from this book. So there is a Bheda with respect to books. You have two books or many books, but one book is different from another book. So there is something called a Sajatiya Bheda. If you take book versus computer, the book is different from the computer. So Vijatiya Bheda, it is not of the same genus, but it has a different genus. So computer is of a different genus. Vijati, it is, so Vijatiya Bheda is there. Swagata Bheda, within the book itself, I can name the parts and say, this is the cover of the book, this is the paper of the book, these are the words of the book. So there are different parts within the book itself. So which means there is a Swagata Bheda. All these three types of Vedas are not present. These differences are not present in Brahman. Because Brahman is one. There is no other Brahman in the same way. There is no other object other than Brahman. And the Brahman is whole, partless. Purnamadav, Purnamidam, Purnat. So, okay. So it is Advayam. There is no two things within it or outside of it or within its own genus. Or like it. Okay. So yavat Brahma akhanda ananda rupam na jnayate. As long as you do not understand this Brahman at all, this Jagat will seem Satyam. What is this Jnanam about Brahman that we need to know for this Jagat to not be like Satyam? It should be unreal for us. For that we need Guru Anugraha. Sadguru anugrahataha, by the knowledge, by the anugraham or the grace of a good guru, samyak na vijanati. He doesn't understand that this Brahman is Adhishtanam because he has not gotten a good guru's advice, and that advice has not reached him properly because of some samskara vishesha. Tavat paryantam, until then, This Jagat, Maya, Tat Karya Rupa, Prapanchaha, Jivaha, Ishvaraha, Ityadikam tu Satyam Bhati. It is going to seem like Satyam. Etena Shuktikayam Rajatam Yatha Kalatraye Api Nasti Tatha iti Sputam. So, what is the conclusion? What do we understand from this shloka? Silver never existed in that shell, nor is it existing at the time that you are viewing it. It will not exist later also. In the same manner, this world also never existed in Brahman. It is not existing now, nor will it exist later. So, it is unreal. That is our conclusion from this. So, Tavat Satyam Jagat Bhati Shuktika Rajatam Yatha Yavat Nagnayate Brahma Sarva Adhishtanam Advayam. Clear? Okay.